Welcome to 5 Good Minutes. You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Galatians with Bjorklund.
The fourth kind of role that Paul seems to play in Galatians 2 is what I'm going to call just a disruptor. And this is because he says this, and this is Galatians 2, verse 14. When I saw that they were not acting in line with the truth of the gospel, I said to Cephas in front of them all. So here's where he's a disruptor, because it's in front of them all. So now he's moved from just confronting Cephas, and now he's talking in front of everybody. You are a Jew, yet you live like a Gentile and not like a Jew. How is it then that you force the Gentiles to follow Jewish customs? So he calls out his hypocrisy. Why are we, who are Jews by birth, are not sinful Gentiles? Know that a person is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith in Jesus Christ. We too have put our faith in Christ Jesus, that we may be justified by faith in Christ. And not by works of the law, because by works of the law no one will be justified. Verse 17, but if, in seeking to be justified in Christ, we Jews find ourselves also among the sinners, doesn't that mean that Christ promotes sin? Absolutely not. If I rebuild what I destroyed, then I really would be a lawbreaker. Why is he a disruptor? Because he takes on, again, these narratives that say to be a good Christ follower, you must, and then insert Jewish customs. And he even uses the word destroyer, saying, I destroyed the Jewish law. I can't rebuild it, because what I did in destroying it, so to speak, is I said, you need Christ not keeping the law. So he didn't destroy it in the sense of there is no law. He used it to say you can't actually keep it. William Bjorklund, in commenting on this, said there are two great temptations in the Christian life. And in a sense, the better people are more susceptible. The better people are, the more susceptible they are to them. First, there is the temptation to try to earn God's favor. Second, the temptation to use some little achievement to compare ourselves with others to our advantage and their disadvantage. But the Christianity that has enough self left in it to think by its own efforts it can please God, and that by its own achievements it can show itself superior to others, is not true Christianity at all. And the disruption, or the disruptor piece of what Paul does here is he goes at this attitude in the lives of others. And if you've been around church, you know just how pervasive this is. People talking about their own way of thinking, their missional activity, their worship. They're doing something that somehow brings them some sense of merit. Sinclair Ferguson said the greatest temptation is to try to smuggle character into his work of grace. In other words, our character. J.I. Packer said to justify means to declare of a man on trial that he is not liable to any penalty, but he's entitled to all the privileges due to those who have kept the law. So that is what is at the heart of the gospel, and to be a disruptor is to keep reminding yourself and others over and over again that all of the merit that we try to smuggle into the gospel does not lend itself to any kind of our own merit, our own standing, but our standing is entirely and completely on the justifying work of Jesus Christ.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.